Ladies and gentlemen, the hype surrounding Nintendo and the Nintendo Switch in 2024 is at an all-time high. And while we are going on the 7th year of this console, it's still an amazing console. So in case you don't have one or you're looking to get another one, I thought it would be a great idea to make a video about what Nintendo Switch is worth buying in 2024. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So in this video, I won't be talking about like all the special editions. I'll be talking about the 3 base models and which one is right for you. So we're going to compare what's different about all 3 of them. And then I'm going to show you some gameplay that I recorded on the Switch, Switch Lite, and Switch Oled. And then you can make your decision of which one you should get, or maybe you'll get all 3 of them. Before we get started, if you could, please hit a like and subscribe. It would really mean the world to me. And let's go ahead and get right into this video. So the easiest way to do this would be on Nintendo's own website. These are the 3 Nintendo Switch models. We have the Switch Lite, the Switch, and the Switch Oled. They compare all 3 here and break it down really cool, but one thing they don't do is show you the prices for these. So the Nintendo Switch Lite starts at $200. The Switch starts at $300, and the Switch Oled starts at $340, I think, but can go up to $360 depending on which edition you're getting. So if you're getting like a Pokemon Switch Oled, or a Zelda Switch Oled, this is more expensive depending on which one. One of the main features for the Nintendo Switch is in the name itself, Switch, and it means it can be a home console or a handheld console. The Switch Lite, even though it's got the Switch in the name, does not switch. This means this is only a handheld console. So if you're looking to get a console you can play on the TV and on the go, the Switch Lite is immediately out of the question. Matter of fact, we'll just start with the Switch Lite. All it is a handheld console. There's no Joy-Cons, which are the detachable controllers. It's smaller in size and has a smaller screen at 5.5 inches, 32 gigabytes of storage, and the battery is approximately 3 to 7 hours. So this is kind of the budget option to get into Switch gaming. There's also certain games you can't play on this. Some games require motion controls. Some games require that you use the Joy-Cons. So like games like Mario Party, I don't think you can play on here. And maybe Nintendo Switch Sports. On the back of each game, you will see these symbols here. If you see this symbol right here on the back of a game, then you can use the Switch Lite. But if you don't see this, then it's not compatible with the Switch Lite. So Switch Lite, $200, smaller console, smaller storage, smaller screen, can't play all the games. This is the console that both of my daughters have. They each have a Switch Lite. It's never became a problem for them, but it's because we use my Switch, or they use my wife's Switch sometimes if we want to play other games. But sometimes I'll use their Switch Lite when my Switch is dead, and I don't mind playing it. So now we have the regular Switch, or also we call it the OG Switch. This was the first Switch that came out. This can be used as a handheld console. It can also be used in tabletop mode. That means you can slide off each controller and play with a friend like on your table. Or you can use it handheld mode. As you can see right here, it's longer than the Switch Lite, a little heavier, and the screen is actually not even a whole inch bigger. That's crazy, I didn't realize that. It seems way bigger than the Switch Lite screen, but it really isn't that much bigger. Same storage. The only reason that I would recommend you get a Switch in 2024 over a Switch Lite or a Switch OLED is if you're getting a good deal on it. You can find bundles for this console sometimes for like $300, and it comes with 3 months of Nintendo Switch Online membership where you get hundreds of games, and it usually includes a game like Mario Kart or Mario Odyssey or something else like that. So that's a good bundle to get into the Switch, especially if you're playing docked like to the TV, like a regular home console. You're not going to see any difference between this and the Switch OLED. This is a console my wife uses, so my daughters each have a Switch Lite. My wife has a Switch, and I have a Switch OLED in perfect harmony like it should be. This is actually my Switch right here, the Switch OLED. I have the Skyward Sword Joy-Cons on mine, so it doesn't look exactly the same. But let me tell you, it may look very similar, but it is a big upgrade, at least in my opinion. So this can do everything that the normal Switch can do. You can play on your TV, you can play tabletop with a friend, or handheld. Majority of my time, I just play handheld. As you can see so far, everything is the same as a regular Switch. The dimensions, it's even the same exact size as the OG Switch. A little bit heavier, but a bigger screen. And not just a bigger screen, an OLED screen. And I know it might sound kind of minimal, right? It's just a different kind of screen. It looks night and day difference, at least in my opinion. And like I said, I have some gameplay here in a minute, so maybe that will show you the difference, but dude, it's so good looking. And the storage is doubled right out the gate. Instead of 32 gigs, you're getting 64 gigs. Most people are going to get a micro SD card and put it in there for extra storage. That's one of the first things I'd recommend anybody does when they get a Switch. But double the storage, hey, I'll take it. If you have the money and the means, I would immediately recommend the Switch OLED over every model. Or you might just want a Switch Lite because of how it looks, or a regular Switch. It's up to you. Now, I'm going to show you what gameplay looks like on each one of these consoles. I do want to warn you that I filmed this on my phone in one hand and playing on the Switches in my other hand. It's not as professional as I would like it to look, but we're learning as we go. And I played Fortnite on all the consoles. That way you can hopefully see maybe it looks different on each console. Let's get right into it. So the first console I'm showing you right now is the Nintendo Switch Lite. Even just looking at it, at least in my opinion, the console looks way smaller. It feels really small. To me, I have really big hands, but yeah, this option is here, and I think it's great having that option. Now we are playing on the OG Switch. A little bit bigger. The screen doesn't look that much different than the Switch Lite, at least in my opinion. It's just a little bit more comfortable than the Switch Lite, unless you have smaller hands or you're a child. Then the Switch Lite makes perfect sense, but I used the Switch for like 3 years before I got my OLED, so I never had one complaint with this. And now we are using the Switch OLED. In my opinion, this is a huge upgrade. The screen looks better, it's smoother, it's a little bigger, and the colors just pop and look so freaking beautiful. I don't know if that's going to translate on screen right now, the way I recorded it, but in person, it is a huge difference. It's absolutely beautiful. So another thing that they did not mention is if you're playing tabletop with a regular Switch, there's this little kickstand right here in the back, and it's very flimsy. Matter of fact, this thing pops off all the time. This is on the regular Switch. One of the main upgrades to the Switch OLED that kind of is underrated in my opinion is they redid the entire back of the Switch OLED and made like this thing that almost feels like hydraulic the way it comes out. It's just like, it's so smooth and it's way easier to put up, way more durable. So there's like little tiny stuff like that they did between this Switch and the Switch OLED. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope this video was a little informative and a little helpful if you're looking to get into Switch gaming. Maybe now you'll know which one you want to pick. Maybe you'll pick up all three and become the ultimate Nintendo gamer. Now I ask you, down below, let me know, do you have a Nintendo Switch? If you do, which model do you have? I'd love to hear from you guys. Are you going to get a Switch? This is the best time to get one. All the games are already out. And yeah, like and subscribe if you could. It would really mean the world to me. Come and hang out on stream sometime, a couple nights a week right here on YouTube. And follow me on Instagram so we can keep the community growing. But you guys know me. I'll see you soon with a new video. Peace out.